Edna Kimball, Edna Sells, and we are so glad that you're joining us today on today's episode where we have the Marla Saeger. Am I saying the last name right?
Yes, you are.
Okay, I just know her as Marla. And Marla is our special guest today because she is the president of the Farmers Market downtown, and you guys know I love a good farmers market. I even make my vacations around farmers markets.
A lot of people do that.
I love farmers markets, but having one here in Tahlequah, my favorite thing.
Good.
So I'm going to tell you guys just a little bit about Marla, and then we'll kind of jump in. So Marla, as I mentioned, is the president of the Farmers Market and has been for 13 years. So that's incredible. She's the owner and property manager of Bear Creek Management and property management accountant at Cornell Properties, LLC. The Farmers Market is ranked #1 in Oklahoma for 2022. That is just incredible.
That is incredible, but I think what gets me the most is there's over 8,000 markets in the United States,
Yeah.
and we were 75th in the nation.
Oh my goodness.
So that's almost even more special.
That is fantastic. That is fantastic. I love that. I love that. And the mission statement for the Tahlequah Farmers Market, obviously it is a nonprofit, 5013C. It's run by a volunteer board of directors, and their mission is to provide local access to Northeast Oklahoma grown and made in Northeast Oklahoma products, which I'm just a huge fan of. So can't do better than keeping it local.
Thank you.
They work to support the economic growth of Northeast Oklahoma small farms and local artisans, craftspeople, and by providing a direct sales site to educate the community about nutritional, health, economic, and environmental benefits of buying direct from local producers.
Perfect.
Love that. Love that. I had to read it to get it all in there. So how did you even get started on this 13 years ago?
Well, this is actually the 17th year of our farmers market.
Okay.
So it was already going when I became involved.
Okay.
I got involved because I had a store downtown, and we did all the graphics for the farmers market. And when I got rid of my store, I just kept with the graphics for the market, and quickly got on the board. It was like,
Oh, boy.
what happened
Got
here?
sucked in.
The president resigned and the vice president, they both moved, and it was like, here I am.
Oh my gosh. So 17 years we've had a farmer's market. I didn't realize we'd had, and has it always been in the same location?
No, it has not.
Okay.
It started in the church behind the Reesers.
Okay.
The Lutheran church behind Reesers.
Oh, wow.
They were there for 3 years, and when I became involved with them is when we moved downtown to
Good
Norris
move.
Park.
Good move.
We were in Norris Park for several years, and then the city built the pavilion, and
Yes.
here we are.
The pavilion is fabulous.
It sure is.
Yes, yes.
And we have grown so much that we're into the smaller pavilion down next, right next to it.
Right.
And so we're just in a really big growth spurt right now this year.
That's fantastic. And so for those who don't understand where Norris Park is, do you have an actual address or?
200 East Morgan.
Morgan. I could not think of the name of that little side street. Okay, 200 East Morgan.
It's kind of the corner of Morgan and Water.
Correct, yeah. Across from the splash pad also is
Yes.
how I kind of like to say where it's located. So how many vendors do you currently have right now?
We have a waiting list this year. Never had that before. We have a waiting list right now, and we're maxed out at 50.
Oh my goodness.
Last year we had 36.
Wow, that is some
So
substantial growth.
We're in substantial growth right
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
So for those of you who have not been to our local farmers market, it is so cool because it's so eclectic. There's so many different vendors there. Sometimes you go to a local farmer's market and it's all vegetables, which is fine and great. But I don't eat that many vegetables. But I love like the artisanal breads and the
Yes.
cheeses, and I mean just the wildflowers. The florists that are there. I mean,
That's really only taken off for the last maybe 2 years or so.
I love that.
And a lot of this is because of our legislature, our state legislature. They change the laws every once in a while. We went from being one of the strictest states in the union on baked goods and canned goods, things
Okay.
that you make at your home.
Right.
And now we're one of the loosest.
Oh, wow.
So-
From one extreme to the other.
Yeah. So it was a big learning curve for us as a board to change our ways to accept all these breads and jellies and
Okay.
jams and
And cheeses. And wine. I mean, guys, I could
wine.
just go on and on. I'm thinking of all the lovely things that I like to get when I go there. So, well, that's phenomenal. So what do you do to protect the public as far as what people are bringing?
labeling is very, very important.
Okay.
That is the biggest thing that's important.
Okay.
We've even got Ben who has his kombucha.
Oh, yes, I forgot about that.
And he has to even have his containers with all the labels on it.
Okay.
So everything, it's labeling.
Okay, so you know exactly what you're getting and know if it's safe for you
And
and
it
your
has to have their
family
phone
members.
number on it and
Okay.
things like that. So
Okay,
that
so
if there's
definitely-
any problem, that it
Right.
gets recorded quick.
Okay, good. That way we know what to worry about and what not to worry about. So one of the things that I love about the farmers market is the SNAP program. Tell us about that. I understand it because some family members have been able to utilize it, but I'd love for you to explain it to everyone.
The SNAP program is EBT. There are many people that are on SNAP. Elderly people and people that have children are on SNAP. We have a program that we have a Double Up Oklahoma. And so if you use your SNAP card at our market, I mean, you can use it at the grocery store,
Right, sure.
but if you use it at our market, you get double up to $20 each week.
Oh, wow.
And that is specifically for fruits and vegetables. With SNAP, you can buy things like the breads, the jellies, the jams, the fried pies.
Oh, and the tamales. That's my other favorite thing there. I forgot about the tamales. I can't believe. Maybe I don't want people to know about that because they always sell out. Yeah.
We're lucky if she's still there about 10 o'clock.
I know. I've gotten there at 9:45, and she just smiles as she's leaving. I'm like, no, come back.
We have Catherine, the bread maker, as well, that those two
Sell
are,
out.
if they're still there at 10 o'clock, we're like, what's going on?
In shock, yes. So with the SNAP program, I think that most people don't realize that it is actually also for a certain age group, retirement age. And I love that because if they feel that they can't really work that into their budget by purchasing organic, at one of our local stores, that is an option and they get twice the amount.
Mhm.
So that is, I think, just phenomenal.
We also have a senior nutrition program that we participate in. And that is it's income and age based. And they get a card that has $50 on it that they can only use at a farmer's market.
Wow.
And now we've got Cherokee Nation that has stepped up. The normal WIC program in the state
Yes.
is only really for grocery stores because a vendor has to be able to supply everything that is available through the WIC program. So my farmers have never been able to do that. So Cherokee Nation just created a Cherokee Nation WIC program, and it's only to use at a farmer's market.
Wow.
And so all the women, infants, and children in this area are getting vouchers or a card, and I think it's up to $50 a month
Oh,
they're getting.
wow. That is impressive.
So it just kicked off just a couple of weeks ago, so we're still trying to figure it out.
I love though how that just kind of self-perpetuates
Yeah.
for our area to kind of keep giving back. So that's phenomenal.
I really work on trying to get every program that we can offer here.
Yes, yeah. And I also think that you do a great job of the information on site because that was when I first realized that SNAP was there and I mentioned it to some family members who were able to utilize it and they were just thrilled with it.
We have a statewide group called ONI, and that's the Oklahoma Nutrition Information and Education Group, and it's out of OU. And they're like the glue that pulls all of the farmers markets in Oklahoma together. And they supply us with all kinds of resources, the recipe cards that we give out,
Yes.
and the calendars that we give out. Those are from ONI.
Okay.
And they supply us with banners and just things like that help us grow.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
And so you had mentioned currently 50 vendors, but with a waiting list, how do you choose? Is it first come, first serve, or when you get to 4 bread vendors, you move on, or?
Well, first of all, it's have you been with us before?
Okay, fair enough, fair enough.
Seniority.
Yes, I love that.
And then it's kind of what you say. We have a max of we've got too many baked goods.
Gotcha.
Or we don't have enough baked goods.
Right.
Or it's just kind of a weighing our market, because we try to take care of. I say that a part of being a market is that we provide the environment for our vendors to sell to our customers.
Yeah.
So we're trying to reach out to both of them. We're trying to
Right.
take care of both of them.
Yeah, I love that.
So
a
we-
good balance.
Yes.
Because if you have all bread vendors, you won't have as many clients and they won't make as many sales. So
Right.
it is good to find that balance.
Right.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
So do we need to look at expanding the area if we have 36 more vendors waiting to get in?
We'll have to talk to the city about that.
Okay. One of my favorite farmers markets is in San Diego. So you can imagine
Yes.
what the options are there.
Right.
You could walk just all 3
Miles.
days and still never get through all of them. And I would I really think that people are missing out who are not going to the farmer's market, because it really is a destination place for you to go in the mornings. My daughter and her husband just recently moved here, and they are from a little bit larger area, and she was thrilled to be able to go and get fresh bread and some flowers for the table, and some of the specialty items.
And we also have live music every week.
I
And
was going to
so
mention that.
And we have little places for people to sit. And we've got this one little old lady, and her daughter brings her every week.
Oh.
And she can groove.
She enjoys the music.
She sits there on her little, and she dances.
I
It's
love
just
that.
adorable.
I think I know who you're talking about. Yes. But it really is very family oriented.
Yes.
It's very relaxing. You just come in and stroll. You can get the fried pie, have a seat, enjoy the pie, and then continue your shopping, which is typically what I have to do. Is eat about halfway through, and then eat again before I leave, and then take the food with me for sure. So I love that. So
Great.
what's next then? I mean, you're kind of maxed out right now. What's the next big program?
Well, we're just trying to get through this year right now. No,
Okay.
actually, the next program is our Farm to School program. And this will be our 9th year doing the Farm to School program. We target the 3rd graders in our community. This is through Tahlequah Public Schools,
Okay.
their BEST program. T-BEST is Tahlequah's Bringing Everyone's Strengths Together. I love that acronym.
Okay, yeah.
So we work with them for this Farm to School program. So in the last 2 weeks of August and the first week of September, on Tuesdays, we will be at one of the 3 elementary schools. We take a mini market, and we give each one of the 3rd graders, they get a bag that has all kinds of information in it, those recipe cards, the calendars, but it's also got 12 veggie bucks in it.
Oh my goodness.
And they get to come out and go shopping. Well, we have everything in $3 bags, and so I do a little math quiz with them. You've got 12 veggie bucks, and everything costs $3. How many things can you get?
Well, no, that's what they do. No. Oh, how fun.
We have 4 different kinds of shoppers. We have, that looks good, I want it. We have, Mama would like that, Daddy would like that, and Aunt Susie would like that.
Aw.
We've got, you get a bag of this and I'll get a bag of that, and we'll share it.
Oh, that's smart.
And then we've got the little boys.
Oh,
How heavy can I make this bag?
how
I have no idea what this is, but it's heavy.
So it must be the best bang for the buck, right? If it's the heaviest. Oh my gosh, so how long has that program been going?
This will be our 9th year.
Oh my gosh, I've
Doing that.
never heard of it.
It's my favorite.
Oh yes, I can see why.
Yes.
How fun. So you hook them when they're young on
Yes.
these fresh veggies.
Well, the first year that we did this, it wasn't a teacher, but how many teachers came up to me and said, you have no idea how many of these kids have never seen a fresh vegetable.
What is a cabbage? Right? Oh
So-
my gosh.
they're not getting out of third grade without knowing what a fresh vegetable is.
There you go. Well, single-handedly, she is taking care of that. I love that. Well, I can see why that would be near and dear.
I'm a Chickasaw native, and so they have their Chickasaw TV, and I think it was 2019 that they came and did a video at Heritage. And so you can go online to Chickasaw TV and search Marla Saeger and see this video and see how the interaction between the kids is.
Oh, I love that.
It's just
I
very
wonder,
special.
we might be able to find a link and put below. Okay, we're going to try that. We're going to try that. But speaking of going online, you're kind of a YouTuber also, right?
Currently, or just recently.
Recently. Tell us about that.
I was on a panel for the Smithsonian Institute. It was the Smithsonian, let me get my notes here.
Yeah.
Folklife Festival. And so you can go on YouTube and look up Smithsonian Folklife Festival 2023. My session was Women Leaders in Plant Knowledge. And I represented farmers markets of the Ozarks.
Wow, congratulations.
So it's a panel of 4 with a moderator. And we're all from different areas of the plant world.
Sure.
And it was very enlightening to hear their stories. It was special to share my story.
Oh my goodness, and
So-
how did you get chosen for that, the Smithsonian? That's pretty impressive.
I have a friend who had a friend.
That's always good. Yeah, you know someone who knew someone. So, well, after 13 years of doing what you do, I'm sure several people threw your name in the pot. So,
I was recognized by the Department of Ag as a significant woman in Oklahoma agriculture. I'm an accountant, and statistics are my thing.
yes.
And I have a spreadsheet that I created that has all the, how many people, what day it is, how many people came to the market, what all of our sales were by the different programs. They found out that I do this.
Uh-oh.
And so now I'm teaching all the other markets in the state of Oklahoma how to keep their statistics.
Great.
It's great for grants.
Oh, yeah.
It's great for my vendors to know what they've done.
Yes, yeah, and to know that consistently April is a huge month or not, you know,
Mhm.
so they don't bring the volume or something.
Right.
Oh, that's so impressive.
Yeah.
Well, and I do think that's a huge impact on all the farmers markets for you to be able to help with that. So that's fantastic.
I've had to create a little program of how to do this.
Yes,
So
yes, so you could teach others how to do that.
Right.
So this seems like a pretty full-time job for you, but
I claim I'm semi-retired.
in all of your free time, you're semi-retired.
Right.
So what are you doing when you're not working with the farmers market? What's Marla do during her free time?
Marla doesn't really have much free time.
Fair
Marla
enough.
tends to fill it with market stuff. If I've got a moment, what can I do?
Oh, I love that. But that's where it really shines because your passion for it doesn't feel like a job. It's something that really you do love and want to spend time and energy on. So
It's my happy place.
your happy place. Oh, I love that. Everyone needs to find their happy place and double down.
Right.
I think that's so important. Yes.
And a market needs someone who has the passion, or it won't grow.
Absolutely, absolutely. So obviously, I'm a huge fan of the marketplace, but for those who are not familiar, we've already talked about where it's located, but let's talk about the hours and the seasonality of it.
We are open from the 1st of April till the end of October. We're there every Saturday except for during the Red Fern Festival. We've learned not to try to compete with that.
Fair enough, fair enough. Well, the parking alone,
Right.
yeah.
Well, we have our people that come to the market on a regular basis, and if they can't get to us.
Right. Yeah, then you're just sitting there with all the bread.
Right. And the people that are coming there are coming for all day, and they don't want to carry around a dozen eggs.
Right. Good point.
Yeah.
Okay. And so again, the hours are
We're Saturday mornings from 8 a.m. till noon.
8 a.m. to noon. Okay, perfect. And that seems like a long time, but honestly, it goes very, very quickly, right?
Well, I'm sitting there clicking. I have a clicker, and that's how I count how many people come through.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yes.
Okay.
Last week we set a record of 1,037 customers
Oh my
in 4 hours.
Oh, wow, that is
So,
impressive.
Saturday or Sunday morning, I'm like doing, you know.
And
my
look at the
thumb.
size of that thumb muscle. No. It will be if you keep up those statistics. So what do you think is the biggest draw right now as far as why it's increased so much?
Two things.
Okay.
We were number one last year
Yeah.
in the state of Oklahoma. That's a bragging rights that we
Yes.
have utilized. The increase in vendors has made a
Okay.
big difference.
Absolutely.
The increase in different foods other than just produce.
It is such a big variety. I'm just sitting here thinking, I wanted to go cinnamon rolls. Remember the huge, I'm trying to think of all the things that we drag home or eat while we're there.
Right.
But that, it really is a huge variety, and it's very eclectic in just, you know, some of it's very straightforward and some of it is like, I've never heard of that before, you know,
Right.
so a lot of really cool things. So.
We have some vendors, they're Hmong, Hmong. They are from Laos.
Okay.
They were our allies in the Vietnam War. And so we moved them, after the war, we moved them to 3 different places in the United States. Minnesota, California, and Northwest Arkansas.
Oh.
And they are the best farmers.
Okay. I know
But that's
exactly
where
which booth you're
that's
talking about.
where you're getting the lemongrass and the
Yes.
different stuff that's.
Yeah, which I love, because how else are you going to try it, you
Right.
know? And sometimes some of the booths have a little taste testing.
Uh-huh.
I'm all about that. I'm lined up for that every single time,
I'm
so.
working with Cherokee Nation right now because with this new WIC program, they're going to try to do some demonstrations for us. So we'll have a demonstration booth
Oh,
to
you know
teach
I'll
you
be
how
there for
to
that too.
to deal with all that stuff.
I love it. Well, because that's it. It's fun having the recipe cards, knowing, well, how would I cook a rhubarb? I know what it is, but I'm like, I've never cooked one, you know. So having those recipe cards, and it's really just gives you great information and education, as you had said. I think
Right.
that's so important.
That's
So I
very
love that.
important because, you know, so many people don't know what to do with their food once they get it.
Yes,
And
yeah.
it dies in
Yeah.
the refrigerator.
Yeah, absolutely. No, make a quiche. Just throw it in the quiche. That's our response here with the team. You got leftovers, throw them in a quiche and bring it in.
That's right.
Works every time. Well, Marla, I really am not sure how you had time to come out today and visit with us because you are so busy. But is there anything else that we should touch on that we need to let the public know about?
Looking at my little notes
Yes, you
here.
go right ahead.
That's probably about, this American Farmland Trust competition that we were number one in last year.
Yes.
It has begun again this year.
Okay.
It just started like this week, I believe. You go online to markets.farmland.org.
Okay.
Right now, we are number one in Oklahoma. We are number 11 in the Southwest region of the United States.
Wow.
And out of over 8,000 markets, we're 65th right now.
Oh my gosh.
So go vote for us.
Yes, that is so important. We'll definitely put the link below for that also.
Perfect.
So I'll get a copy of your little cheat sheet here so that we're covering it all. Well, I just am so impressed with how much you've been able, you know, to accomplish. I did want to point out that it's not cash only.
Right.
Sometimes with farmers markets it is cash only, but you guys run the gambit, credit card, debit
We
card.
have credit, debit, we have the SNAP, we have the Double Up, we now have the Cherokee Nation WIC.
You name it.
You name it,
You could
we
probably
do it.
sing for your supper if you had to.
We have the senior program.
There, in the senior program, absolutely. Well, we're super impressed. I'm a huge fan. It's one of those things that I want to see it just continue to grow, because I think that when it becomes something where people are coming in for the weekend and it's automatically on their schedule to go, you know, it becomes a destination, and that's good for those of us who are local.
Well, and like you said, you look for things like that when you go on trips.
Absolutely.
I have other people that come to our market because they saw it they looked for a market
Yes.
when they were coming to the Illinois River.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I do want to compliment you on your social media, because you guys do a great job of having a little bit of everything out there, and it's something that we're constantly seeing. I think I applaud you for that.
Thank you.
So
We have a
very good.
wonderful young lady that takes care of that for us.
Doing a great job,
Yes.
doing a great job. But when you see something about the local farmers market, definitely like, follow, and share, because then that will help promote it even more. And I think that sometimes we're all guilty of going, I already knew about that, so you assume that everybody else does, but everybody doesn't. Sometimes they're still surprised.
I'm surprised at how many people don't know about us.
Yes, yeah, and you're like, what else can I do?
Right. So that's why I'm here today.
Perfect, and we are so glad you are. We are so glad you are. So guys, as always, please like, follow, and share. The links will be below so that you can participate, get the information, and then also vote to help this local market. I think that's always a great thing to do. And as always, if you would like to be a guest on the podcast, or you know someone you would like to see because someone did recommend you, so love that, then we will reach out to them and have them join us. Now, because it is a real estate podcast, I always have to bring it back to real estate. I like to ask every guest, if money was no object and you were going to purchase or build your dream home, what 3 things would that dream home have to have?
Well, I'm personally, right now, remodeling a home.
Oh,
It's my
okay.
husband's old home,
Okay.
his family's old home. A nice big tub,
Okay. Big
Soaker tub.
soaker tub. Okay.
yes. A big double utility sink.
Oh, nice for canning, right?
Right.
I saw that coming. Okay.
And the third one would be my office.
Oh, an office space. Okay,
Yes.
that no one else is allowed in.
Right.
Plenty of room for all those spreadsheets.
And all those recipes and all,
Okay, and the
all the stuff
recipes.
that I keep.
Love it. Love it. Well, those are not so crazy. So hopefully in your remodel, you're going to get some of those.
We're working on it.
Okay, wonderful, fantastic. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to come out and promote the farmers market. I'm just so impressed with all that you do for the farmers market, and you're definitely the reason that it's so successful. So thank you so much. As always, guys, thank you for watching today's episode, and please like, follow, and share.